Coming up today, we're chatting with Courtney and Taylah from Les Divine Folles.
Why is there not more here? This is where the talent is coming from.
Yeah, I'll take you back to Bang On Live, and Dan will tell you about glow-in-the-dark bowls. Produced on a Wobbuckle and Warramah Land, this is the good stuff on Newcastle Live.
This is
Good.
good stuff.
The good stuff.
Last Thursday night, Miff Warhurst and Zan Rowe brought their podcast Bang On to City Hall. We've shared a review of the night so that you can relive it or find out how it all went down. The full review of Bang On Live is up on our website. To check it out for yourself, head on over to newcastlelive.com.au.
Good stuff.
A stunning cabaret will take to the stage as part of Newcastle Fringe over the next fortnight. Here's the chat that we had with cast members Taylah and Courtney. I think I want to start off by asking about how the show came about.
It was entirely selfishly on my part.
Yeah.
Entirely selfishly, which sounds kind of crazy, but I had been home for a little bit without a lot of professional work locally. I was travelling to Sydney back and forth for a little while, and long story short, I was like, I want to do stuff here.
Yeah.
So I made it happen, basically.
Yeah, internationally, there is so much talent that is from Australia working,
Yes.
but specifically from Newcastle. Like
Yeah.
I've worked all over the world and met people that were from Newcastle that were working overseas. So
weird.
Yeah.
Why do you think they all come from Newy?
We're
Like,
just
what's
great
going
here.
on?
I mean, well, there was a statistic a while ago, I don't know if it's still accurate, but like Newcastle had the most performing arts schools, whether that's dance schools and acting schools or whatever, per capita in the world.
Yeah.
The whole
wow.
world. So I don't know, I guess that there's just a lot of talent comes out
Yeah,
here, I guess.
I think our training is strong, but also the fight, because we're so close to Sydney, which is a major city, but then also
Not close enough.
Yeah, not close enough that we can travel, we can get that training and everything like that. So yeah, we all have that drive, and I don't know, that's what I think.
Yeah, no, totally. I
Yeah.
think so too. It's really interesting. I'd love to know a little bit about your professional careers, you know? Give us a bit of a wrap up of what's been happening for you guys.
Mine is way less exciting than Taylor's, so I'll go first. It actually is, though. That's the funny thing. I did a lot of local things to Sydney when I was living in Sydney.
Yeah.
I was in Asia for a short amount of time doing a show at a theme park in like their theatre, which was super fun. And I was with girls that I knew really well, so we had a great time.
That's amazing.
But that's like it for me. Taylor, on the other hand.
So I trained in Newcastle, and then I did a full-time year at Brent Street in Sydney. And after that, I went to Royal Caribbean Cruise Lines. At the time, it was the newest ship in the fleet, so it was amazing. And then COVID hit, so I was sent home, unfortunately, and then I went back. There was still a lot of struggles and things happening with COVID, so I was like, okay, came home. I finished the contract, and I was like, what else can I do? There was a few auditions happening in Paris, so I jumped on a flight, went, booked a few jobs, and so then I've just come back from working in Paris with the Paris de Latin, which is one of the oldest cabarets in Paris. So
That's crazy.
yeah, it was like a dream.
Yeah. What's it like getting to do such high quality performances all around the world? You know, I just couldn't even imagine that being my career. It does sound like a dream.
It is.
It's actually really funny because I've had this conversation with my family, and I feel like training is more stressful and like more intense, like doing a concert.
doubt, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I went into my first job on the cruise ship, and the directors, they were so chill. They knew we were professionals. They knew we could do it. They would just give it to us, and they were like, yeah, cool.
Have a good
Yeah.
time.
Like, I think I had one day where they were like, okay, like, guys, like, we need to put this together. But other than that, I was just expecting to, like, have so much pressure and be like, you know, it's got to be perfect, but it wasn't that. So it was really quite comfortable.
Yeah.
Paris, on the other hand, there was late nights, early mornings, language barriers. But yeah, it was just different for different reasons. But,
Yeah, okay.
I also think we put a lot of pressure on ourselves.
100%.
Personally, I always have. But as individuals, we're like, okay, this is a real, we're here, this is the real deal. Get your act together. So like we have that kind of drive and that determination as individuals to make sure we're doing a good job without that external pressure from the company or whoever you're working with.
I think that's a performer thing in general. For all performers, like musicians, singers, dancers, we love what we do, so there's that extra push.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so tell me about this amazing show that we're about to see. It sounds like the cast is bits and pieces from everywhere, but totally world class. Can you tell me about the cast?
We're all locals, which was something that I really wanted because I knew that Taylah was home, and then Georgia, another girl who's been away and done fabulous things, is back home. And I love being at home, but I also wanted it to be like a professional cast, and particularly working with friends is always nice, knowing the people and knowing that they're going to do a good job. No pressure, no, I totally trust you. But I wanted it to be a local thing because there's so much talent that comes out of here. We might as well utilise that, basically.
Yeah, for sure. And I always get friends and family say like, oh, I would love to watch you dance one day, but it's not feasible for everyone to fly overseas all the time. And so like, why is there not more here? This is where the talent is coming from. Yeah. I think we have a demographic for it. So
100%.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So what can we expect in the show?
There's feathers. There's lots of sparkles.
I've seen the costumes and I mean, I'm just so excited even from seeing them.
Me too.
They look amazing.
Yeah. No, it's very, I suppose, like showgirl-esque. There's definitely a little bit of that Parisian flair or inspiration is probably a better word. There's cheeky angels. There's a fun little bikini number with fabulous red sunglasses. There is another routine that I'm going to be losing at side stage. It's so funny. It's a bit silly, but I think it's funny. If you're related to the performing arts or performance world, you might have a little giggle. Yeah. We've got a singer as well, so there's not just dancing, but I'm hoping it's going to be a good time.
I also think a lot of people have this stigma against what showgirls do and what they are. But we are performers. You know, like think of like music videos and when artists come back up dancers, like that sort of thing, but sort of honed into a production. Yeah. And so a lot of people get that a little bit like blurred with
the line is a bit blurred for the general public without a doubt.
It is a production and like it's family friendly, anyone can come. It's all those like amazing things. So
how do you get around that stigma? I don't know.
How do we do that? We kind of just we're certain within ourselves. We know what we do, but there's definitely those awkward interactions occasionally. Yeah, that you kind of just have to. All right.
Push through. And
get on with it.
I think also a lot of people don't understand contracted work, that it's you sign a job and you're on contract for so many months and then you come home and it's like, I don't have another contract. So like trying to explain that to people, they just don't get it. But you just have to know in yourself that like, this is an amazing job and I love what I do and what everyone else thinks doesn't really matter. Yeah. So you do it because you love it.
Yeah, gorgeous. Yeah. Now, I want to ask kind of an ignorant question.
Go for it.
I can't pronounce the title of the show name properly. I'd just love for you to pronounce it beautifully.
My French accent is horrendous, so just
me too.
Let's go. I'm sure it's better than mine.
To my French friends, I'm sorry.
We are Le Divine Folles and Newy, which means the divine crazy girls from Newy.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah. Either or is great, or the Newy Folles, whatever. Stunning. Any of the options there, go for it.
Stunning. I love it. All right. Well, your first show's on the 15th of March.
Yes.
And you have, is it 5 shows altogether? 4. Awesome. I'm sure those tickets are going to go really fast. And whereabouts is the performance happening?
It's at the Newcastle Hotel, or the Newy as it's referred to,
Yeah. It'll be so interesting to see that space transformed for something like that.
It's very common for a music venue. Like, it's known as a music venue, and the DJ sets were up there when I went in one time. I was like, But, it'll be different, but exciting. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, fabulous. Thank you so much for coming in for a chat.
Thanks for having us. Yeah, thank you.
This is where it
sounds good.
Good stuff.
Adamstown Bowler have teamed up with Fella for a series of glow-in-the-dark bowls events. The night's open to anyone of all ages, whether you're a seasoned bowler or a first-timer. This series of events going to be lit. Do you get it? Balls? Glow in the dark? Light up. Stop it. To find out more, head to newcastlelive.com.au. Why did I wear this shirt?
The good stuff. That's it for the good stuff today. I'd love to say a big old thanks to Courtney and Taylah from Les Divine Folles. Make sure that you go and grab your tickets because it's seriously going to be a world-class show and we should all be getting behind it. Thank you for tuning in and we'll see you tomorrow from 4 p.m.